Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. My name is Kassandra and I'm going to take you through this restorative practice where we're just going to be doing different variations of legs up the wall. Being more restorative in nature, this is going to be obviously a very low effort practice. I'm going to be using a bolster under my hips. This is my preferred method of doing legs up the wall, is to have my hips elevated a little. So if you don't have a bolster at home, I definitely recommend just pausing the video and go get yourself either some just bed pillows or couch cushions, something that you can stack, even some like thick blankets that you can stack one on top of the other, just so that you can lift your hips up like 6 to 12 inches off of the ground. So this is a really wonderful practice if you're feeling overstimulated, if you need to, kind of take a nap without necessarily fall asleep. This is a great evening practice, but really can be done at any time of the day that you need to give yourself permission to pause and to really restore your own energy levels. So different variations of legs up the wall. This is suitable for all levels, and we're going to be in each variation for about 5 minutes or so. And this is going to be mainly like my yin yoga classes, where I'm not really going to talk too much throughout the practice, because I want you to really like cocoon into yourself, get really comfy, cozy. So I'm just going to guide you in and out of the variations, but otherwise won't be any talking from me. And I do encourage you, get super cozy here. So make sure you're not going to be cold. Maybe have some blankets or like a sweater or something. You can even have if you have like little eye pillows, those can be really nice to rest over your face, or just dim the lights. Whatever you need to do to kind of set the mood and make sure that you'll be really comfortable, again, because we're not really going to be moving once we begin. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and just get into the traditional variation of legs up the wall. And I'm going to lift my hips up onto the bolster. So I have my bolster pretty much directly up against the wall, maybe like an inch or two away. And I find it's easier if I just sit on the side and then rotate myself up. So lifting the legs, and I'm kind of scooching my hips towards the wall as I lower down. And take the time to establish yourself here. Get comfy, cozy. If you have your blankets, you can place them over you, or your eye pillow. Something to cover your face, perhaps. And you can play around a little bit just with the distance of the bolster and where you're putting your hips, how close or how far away you are from the wall. And choose also what you want to do with your arms. Maybe they go up overhead, or they can rest over your belly or by your sides. And just enjoying this gentle inversion. Taking these few cleansing breaths in and out through the nose as a way to let everything go. Really marking this period of transition, transitioning into our practice, into this space where you can really focus on what you need. Focusing on your own wellness, your own healing, your own nurturing. And try to keep breathing down deep into your belly. Every time you exhale, relax a little more. And we're here about 5 minutes in total in this first variation of the pose. Simply staying present with yourself and fully relaxing. So from this variation, I'll invite you to just open your legs out into a straddle. So you can just kind of slide your heels out and down. And this is really where gravity does the work for you. So you're not trying to force yourself into the shape. Especially because we are here for 5 minutes, your legs will probably naturally open up a little bit more as we hold the pose. Try to find a point that's comfortable, that feels nourishing. And you can change maybe where you had your arms if you'd like. And simply coming back to yourself as we hold here. And we can slowly ease out of this pose. I'm going to give you an option for this next one, but we can all start by bending our knees and just kind of bringing your feet flat towards the wall or down towards your bolster. So I'm giving you a choice here between two poses. The one I'm going to do is like deer pose against the wall. So with my knees bent, I'm going to internally rotate my right hip as if I was trying to bring my knee to the wall, and I'm dropping my right foot down to the floor, and I'm letting my right knee come down. So this is a big inner thigh stretch, and then my left leg is just going somewhere over to the side, not really worrying too much about what's happening with my left leg. I'm focusing on opening up through that inner right hip. Some of you might feel this in your knee, which is not what I want. So if this feels painful to you, instead I invite you to do a reclined pigeon pose variation, where you can just cross your right ankle over the top of your left knee, and then just bend your left knee, keeping that foot flat against the wall or down on your bolster, or you can of course just use that variation with your hands, whatever feels the most appropriate to you. So choosing the pose that you'd like to do with your right leg, either an internal hip rotation with this deer pose variation, or reclined pigeon pose, which is an external hip rotation. And once you've played around with it and found something that feels good, you can just hold where you are. And we'll make our way to the second side. So whichever pose you were doing, you can slowly ease out of this first one. And if you're doing this deer pose, this time you're going to try to wiggle that left foot down towards the floor. And you're trying to drop your left knee towards the wall and just placing your right leg somewhere that feels supportive. Otherwise, reclined pigeon pose. You can start with your legs straight and you're bending your left knee and then bending the right so that you're bringing your right knee in towards your chest. So whichever one is most appropriate to you at this moment. We want this to be a really nurturing practice, something that can help you feel really good, that can help restore your vitality. A practice that really embraces doing less, and this less is more philosophy. So just keep reminding your facial muscles, your jaw, your shoulders, your neck to just relax a little more. And you can release the pose on this side, just coming out. And we'll have one last variation of legs up the wall. I'm going to do a butterfly pose, and I'm just scooching myself a little closer towards the wall. So butterfly, you're just bringing the soles of your feet together, knees apart, and you might have your heels up a little higher, or they might be dropping down. Again, placing your hands, your arms, wherever is comfortable to you. And if for any reason this pose does not feel suitable to your body right now, you can just come back into that first variation that we did together, the traditional legs up the wall. Breathing deeply. So from here, you can bring your knees back in towards one another, and I'm just going to roll over onto my right side so that I can come into a little fetal position. I'm rolling myself off of the bolster and just cradling my head into my arm, resting here for a few moments. So when we release the inversion, we're just letting ourselves ground again. settling back into ourselves, and really feeling the effects of this practice, allowing it to integrate. Take about 10 breaths here. And you can start to push your hands into the floor so that you can come up into a comfortable seated position. Just sitting up tall. Closing your eyes. Hands can join at the heart. Settling into yourself. Let's close by chanting Om together one time. Inhale to chant, breathe in. Om. Thank you so very much, everyone, for doing this restorative practice with me. Lots of legs up the wall variations. I would love to know what you thought of this class. Leave me a comment down below. Subscribe if you don't already, and let me know if you'd like more of these types of classes. I could definitely put some together for you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.